Greetings everyone, Francis Fernando here. Hashtag how much will I make? And for those of you that are watching this video and for those of you that are listening to this audio podcast, you know my mantra. My mantra is jump right into it. So without further ado, today's session is a call out to real estate agents. Here's the topic. Real estate agents, use this simple automation hack to drive unbelievable results. Real estate agents, use this unbelievable hack to drive unbelievable results. Simple automation hacks. So, at the start of the year, I always get a series of calendars from real estate agents. I also, as I fast forward to my birthday in June, I get a card from several different agents wishing me a happy birthday. I believe the intent of these agents is to connect with me. And as I look back and I recall when I purchased my home, the home that I'm living in right now, and the several investment properties that I have bought, I have always received a gift of some sort of monetary gift. It's a tangible gift. Usually that gift is branded with that agent. So the question is, does that work? Does that sort of branding work? Does that help? In other words, do I go back for repeat business with those individuals simply because I received those gifts? Now, my perspective is flawed, or not flawed, but it's biased because my perspective is my experience. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I have never gone back, and I have never thought to go back to someone based on a monetary or a tangible gift or some sort of, a gesture. I've never gone back to anyone that's taken me out for dinner. Gestures don't work for me. Here's what works for me. Here's what creates continuity of business with someone like me. It's two things. Trust. A, do I trust the person I'm working with? And B, do they have the capability and ability to deliver on what I'm working with them on? So trust. Do they have the capability and ability? Do they have the skill set to be able to take care of my needs for the transaction that I'm working on? Simply it. If they can do that, they're going to get repeat business from me. So the purpose of this video, again, real estate agents, this is intended for real estate agents. Use this simple automation hack to drive unbelievable results. It pains me when I see agents spending time and money on all these useless gestures, taking people out, spending countless amount of time doing networking sessions, direct mailers, all these things that really don't work. So I'm going to, without wasting your time any further, I'm going to give you some simple hacks that you can use. So stop using all these hacks. Here's what you can do to stand out, because ultimately the two things that you want to work on is trust. You want to be able to demonstrate to people that they can trust you. Now there's a whole separate section on trust, and if you want to reach out to me, feel free to reach out to me if you want to know and understand how to develop trust with your clients, if you want to go do a deep dive. But here are the two components you want to improve is trust. How do I create trust very quickly? And the second part is how do I demonstrate capability? So here are 4 steps that I want you to take. 4 simple steps, and I can help you implement these steps or at least do a deeper dive into them. So step number 1 is create a funnel. A funnel. Now I want you to picture a physical funnel. Big at the top, narrow at the bottom. We'll get into the specifics of that later on at a different session. But step number 1 is create a funnel. When you think about a funnel, as you go down the funnel, think about going down a ladder or a value ladder. So you're putting high value content for free or for a nominal amount at the top of the funnel. And as you go down, you're sort of nurturing people down this funnel into a very specific offering or into a very specific, and sometimes you may not even bring people down, but at least you're creating that trustful relationship because you're giving people valuable information. So number one, create the funnel. Number two, create a high value product for your prospect. So do an evaluation as to what your client is looking for. Not a calendar, not a gesture. What does your client really need from you as it pertains to the business that you're in? High value product, put that at the top of the funnel. Step number three is productize your offering. People love products and services that have a name, a catchy name. REO 360, Home Buying Guide 101, whatever it may be. Productize your offering so that there's a specific name around it that's easy to use and that's relatable, and that you can, when you meet with people, it flows off of your tongue really easy. So productize your offering is step number three. Step number four is create a customer journey and customer experience. So once you've got all of this designed, your funnel, how are you going to traverse people through? It's so important. 4 steps can change the game and can really change the way you do business, and it helps you step into a persona that you normally wouldn't have. You'd be struggling sort of in a sea of other real estate agents trying to look different and trying to stand out, but your calendars and your simple gestures and gifts and networking sessions are not really going to make you stand out. Standing out is being consistently giving good value to people, showing that you're top of mind, top of place, and demonstrating that you have the capability and the ability to take care of their needs. That's how you're going to get on top of mind. So, quick steps I'm going to give you, so those are 4 steps. How do you implement something like this? How would I, if I were working with you, or if you were to work with someone, how would you implement something like this? It's really, I'm thinking off the top of my head, here's what you would do, is probably do a 2-hour or so discovery session. Have a 2-hour discovery session where we go into a dark room and sit down and figure out what are your strengths. What are your strengths inherently? What are your inherent strengths? Is it communication? Is it personality? Is it evaluation? Is it analysis? What are your strengths? Is it community building? Is it relationships that you bring? What are your strengths? And then what is the sort of market that you're in, your specific region? So if you're in upstate New York, what is the real estate market trends in upstate New York? What kind of needs are people looking for in upstate New York? Are you a thought leader in that arena or in that community? And if you're not, how do we create that? So it's really doing a discovery session to see what your strengths are, what the market needs, and how we can sort of bridge the two together. Roughly about a 2-hour session or so. I would further probably sit with you to try to develop from your personality what your archetype is. So what is your individual persona, and how can we extract and evaluate a powerful brand from that? These are all necessary items, and I know it sounds like it's busy work, but it's really important, because what we're doing is developing a persona that the market needs, and then you're going to step into that persona. So critical. It has impacted the way I do business significantly. I would probably then work on what products that you have, the high value products that we could put on the top of the funnel. And if you don't have products, don't be intimidated. We can create those products. You can very easily create those products by white labeling existing products that are out there. So as a product, I work on the productization, work on what products that you have available, what you have existing, and if you don't have anything existing, how can we obtain those products? Work towards productizing those, coming up with creative product names. And then it's really mapping out what the customer journey is, email sequences, who we're going to reach out to, who the ideal client is. And then it's implementation. So all of the first things that I spoke about is probably about a day between the discovery session and all the other items. It's probably be about a day, and then another day to do the implementation, where it's the physical implementation, where the programmers and coders go in and do their magic online. So let's not complicate things. In all essence, it should take no more than 2 days. People that try to complicate this and say this is a persona building that's going to take years, wrong. We can definitely create this in a weekend, and then it's stepping into the persona and being and acting, and not acting, but living out that persona. That's what's really key. So we are going to jump into the rapid fire questions. And I want to end, before I jump into that, I want to end by saying this. Remember, ditch the calendars and ditch the tangible gifts and create a system that keeps you top of mind, top of thought, by creating trust and by demonstrating capability. That's what's going to make you reach and rise to the top. So without further ado, rapid fire questions. Rapid fire question number 1. This is where we explore probably the most important questions that bubble to the top of mind as you were listening to this segment here. Question number 1. Francis, how long would it take to build out a funnel that is specific to me and not cookie cutter? On average, like I just said, something like this would take a weekend. You're going to hear people say this is a year-long project. Not the case. You could build this out in a weekend, literally a very focused weekend. You could build this out, and then it's a matter of stepping into that persona. So it would take an additional couple of months once you're stepped into that persona to start seeing results. But it can be literally created within a weekend. The system can be created within a weekend. Question number 2, what would a funnel and a system like this cost on average? Something like this should cost around $600 or so. I think between time to pay someone to sit with you to do those discovery sessions and to go out and create that. If you need help on that, reach out to me. I can connect you with the right people. I could probably coordinate discovery sessions. I have great people that can do the implementation. So great people who are super experienced in this and that are focused on real estate agents. So reach out to me if you want help on that. Question number 3, Francis, how long will this last? So in other words, is there lasting power on this, or do I need to keep rebuilding this? Question for this is, the answer to this is that this will last forever. And I know that sounds facetious, but this will literally last forever. Yes, it's going to need some slight tweaks along the way to keep up with market conditions and developing market situations that are going on, and what your customers are demanding. So yes, tweaks are going to be needed along the way. Real quick example, for those of you that do not know, I ran a property management company for just under 15 years. I created the company from a need. I was an engineer that owned real estate and needed a property management solution. Created my own property management company, grew that for just under 15 years, made it a super successful, profitable company, and exited by selling the business. So earlier on in the business, when I got going about 3 years into the business, I created this very same system, a funnel that was specific to property management, which was specific to my market area, which was specific to my persona, and I used that for nearly 10 years, I would say, and there was minor tweaks along the way, but in essence it was the exact same funnel from day one till the day I exited. And I believe that the outfit that bought my company is using the same funnel in existence today. So with that, I know this video was of value to you. Hashtag how much will I make? I want you to always focus. If you are in real estate, if you're a real estate investor, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a property manager, ultimately always ask this question. Hashtag how much will I make? By implementing this funnel, how much will you make? And we can explore that together. Take care. have a good day, and make sure that you are not wasting time and wasting efforts by doing the useless tangible calendars and gifts. Focus on building trust and demonstrating capability. Thank you.